All right, we have some breaking news here on Philadelphia 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. Last week on the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast, General Manager Daryl Morey had hinted at a roster addition in the front court to get a backup big to back up Joel Embiid. Was Daryl Morey talking about Willie Cauley-Stein? Well, he's on his way to Philadelphia, according to John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia, being signed to a 10-day contract. John Clark first on it, breaking the news, as he always does, Airport Johnny. Source tells me the Sixers will be signing free agent 7-foot center Willie Cauley-Stein to a 10-day contract. Played 18 games with the Dallas Mavericks this year and was waived on January 15th. And Willie Cauley-Stein is a player who does have pedigree, a former top 10 pick, and Philadelphia fans are going to love this. Didn't play with the Dallas Mavericks this year because of personal mental health problems, kind of like Ben Simmons. Now, this is what Daryl Morey had said last week about that roster addition incoming. This is the team, he told Spike Eskin and Mike Levin. I think we'll have one buyout. I think we're pretty close. I'm actually annoyed we can't announce that move yet. Buyout imminent. Now, Willie Cauley-Stein was technically an NBA free agent. So when you read what Morey had said and the player that Willie Cauley-Stein is now, never living up to the expectations of being that top 10 pick, something might have fallen apart on the NBA buyout market. DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Denver Nuggets for the rest of the year. Drew Eubanks also signed a deal. So that took two bigs off the potential buyout market, which might have then led to Philadelphia going to a second-tier option like Willie Cauley-Stein. We'll continue to break down this signing here momentarily, but first, here at Chat Sports and on 76ers Now, we're all about the audience interaction, all about the audience engagement. So I want to gauge where Philadelphia is at. Do you like the signing of Willie Cauley-Stein to back up Joel Embiid? Y for yes, N for no. Be sure to get those comments in the comment section down below. This is also why you subscribe to the channel. North of 4,200 subscribers as the fastest growing Sixers channel on YouTube, as Philadelphia's own, me, Chase Sr., launched the channel under our Chat Sports umbrella back over the summer. We're bringing you the best, most innovative, creative, informative, edgy news and rumors surrounding this basketball team. So if you want to join the family here at Chat Sports, just hit that red subscribe button down below. We're simply built different, so too is our coverage. Before Willie Cauley-Stein was signed to this 10-day, these were the big guys on the Sixers roster. You're, of course, paced by Joel Embiid having an MVP caliber season. If it wasn't for Steph Curry just making it rain at the All-Star game on Sunday, Embiid was in line to potentially win All-Star MVP, having the best year of his career up to this point, even better than last year when he finished runner-up in the MVP voting behind the Joker. But behind Embiid, after you traded away Andre Drummond in that James Harden-Ben Simmons deal, you had the inexperienced Paul Reed. I like his athleticism. I like his energy. I think at some point in the future, he's going to be a quality rotational big man. Now, over the weekend, he had tweeted next year he's going to be named an All-Star. B-ball Paul, I'm not sure about that, but as a backup guy, I like him. Not in this situation, not in this scenario where you're fighting for a playoff spot. Could Cauley-Stein give you something more potentially? And then you have Charles Bassey, who's gone up and down between the Blue Coats as well as the Sixers, back and forth between the NBA as well as the G League. What Willie Cauley-Stein gives you is a veteran, a guy who has a lot of experience. He's played on playoff teams, played in a bunch of big games, and while he hasn't lived up to those lofty expectations of being that former top 10 pick, he is an athletic big who can rim run, block shots, and give you a little bit of something offensively. As you saw with his career numbers, a little under 9 points per game, but a good rebounder. He can't and won't shoot, but gives you decent size and athleticism, coming in at 7 foot, 240 pounds, 6th pick out of Kentucky back in 2015. He projected more so as a developmental project, and given the way that the NBA game has changed and his lack of kind of evolving as an offensive player, that's kind of why he's been left behind in the rear view. He is athletic, though, as we talk about, so he gives the Sixers an edge there. And part of what made Andre Drummond such a valuable component to the Sixers roster, energetic player, gave you effort, rebounded, and shot blocked. Now, Willie Cauley-Stein is not the rebounder, nor does he have the rebounding instincts that Andre Drummond has. In fact, I think Drummond, one of the best rebounding bigs in the NBA, but does some of the same things and has some of the similar qualities that Drummond brought to the table, just to a lesser degree. The problem with Willie Cauley-Stein, and really Paul Reed as well, Charles Bassey, we haven't seen enough of him to really make this statement bold. Willie Cauley-Stein isn't going to stretch the floor. And he's not going to shoot. He's really just an okay free throw shooter. But as a guy who can hover around the basket, put back some putbacks, throw down some alley-oops, and be a dasher toward the tin on some pick and rolls, he can bring that type of dynamic to the offensive end of the floor. And defensively, I think he can at least give you something, like 9, 6, and a block per night, while connecting on about 54.5 of your field goal attempts throughout your NBA career. Isn't awful by any means. A lot of people just thought that this guy, as a former top 10 pick, was going to go on to have a star-studded career. Was pretty solid with John Calipari at Kentucky, and for that reason has a little bit of a familiarity with Tyrese Maxey. But Willie Cauley-Stein, we'll see if he'll be able to prove himself beyond this 10-day contract. With that, I transition to this. Do you expect Willie Cauley-Stein to make it past his 10-day contract? Get into the comment section once more. Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends the year with Philly. Look, we had Greg Monroe backing up Embiid back in the 2019 NBA playoffs. That ain't it. I'd rather have Willie Cauley-Stein as compared to him. Top NBA buyout bigs who could be on the market if Willie Cauley-Stein doesn't work out. The deadline is March 1st, by the way. Robin Lopez, Juan Hernan Gomez, who is starring in Adam Sandler's basketball movie, which was filmed in Philadelphia. Paul Millsap, is he going to be let go to make way for Willie Cauley-Stein? I don't think so. DeAndre Jordan could get bought out by the Los Angeles Lakers. Derek Favors could also be available. Enes Kanter Freedom was let go by the Houston Rockets after being traded away on NBA trade deadline day. Gorgie Jang and Moses Brown. Of those guys, you'd probably look at Derek Favors and Moses Brown. As I talked about, DeMarcus Cousins no longer available because he signed a deal for the rest of the year with the Denver Nuggets. Before we get out of here, give me a follow. Hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Chase_Senior. You want to talk Sixers basketball? Let's ride. You want to talk about the Allen Iverson glory days? Let's do it. You want to talk about life? I've been through some things. I can do that too. It's the same handle on both social media platforms at Chase_Senior. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Earlier today, I pushed out a video looking at 5 different lineups now that James Harden is a Sixer set to make his debut on Friday night. And when breaking news happens, we cook up a video within minutes, and we just spit facts. Hit that red subscribe button down below, and thanks for watching today's breaking news video.